So what I'm going to have a little look at today is a couple of two websites regarding Amber Heard. Everyone knows her as Mera from the Aquaman Justice League movies, but also as the actual person who tried getting divorced from Johnny Depp and claiming that he beat the hell out of her. Well, obviously things have come out now saying that she was the one who actually done all the beating and that Johnny Depp is the victim, and this is why you don't believe all victims. So, the first one we're going to look at is Amber Heard's role in Aquaman 2. So we got this here from Small Screen. So we have Amber Heard is reportedly going to be fired from Aquaman 2. Being reported that she has been fired as Mera from Aquaman 2 after the new evidence which has come out of her legal battle with Johnny Depp. There have been rumours for months now that Warner Brothers and DC might be forced to fire her. Obviously all this now, when she was the victim, victim of it all, Warner Brothers were with her, they were all behind her, we got your back, we'll help you, we'll do this, we'll do that. Then obviously Johnny Depp released tapes, every sound recordings, you name it, he released it, and everything pointed at Amber Heard was the one who was doing the beating, not Johnny. This has all come out after Amber Heard and Johnny Depp's legal battles has resulted in some shocking developments. Back in 2016, she had claimed that she was a victim of this. However, there have been new recordings and new testimonials that have come out of Heard and Depp's legal battle. It's come to the point that Warner Brothers and DC are reportedly about to fire her as Mera from Aquaman 2. And the news comes from Sausage Roll, who claims that she's also at risk of losing her other jobs. She's like L'Oreal and all this kind of stuff. That would be a huge blow for her, as she doesn't really have anything lined up beyond Aquaman 2. At the moment, she's still down on IMDb as playing Mera. We'll have to wait and see what Warner Brothers Pictures makes an official announcement, and we'll just have to see what happens. With that, obviously, Warner Brothers and DC, they're a little bit like, yeah, we don't want this kind of bad publicity to come towards one of our tentpole films. Obviously, Aquaman 2 is going to be a huge film. The first one made over $1 billion, so they're like, right, it's our flagship DC film at this moment in time. We want to get it out there, but we don't want people like her involved. If you cast your minds back to when this all first started, 2016, 2017, Disney got rid of Johnny Depp from playing Jack Sparrow in the Pirates movies. The pirate movies are nothing without Jack Sparrow and Johnny Depp. Without him, there's nothing. And all of a sudden, all this has come out in the last year, and Disney, there's been reports that Disney are a bit like, yeah, Johnny, do you want to come back, mate? We're a little bit sorry. And we don't know what's going on there. We'll just have to wait and see. But the other one I want to look at is this one here. So, this was on We Got This Covered, but it's also on the Daily Mail and a lot of other news websites on the internet. And what it goes on is that Amber Heard, she actually hired a private investigator to look into Johnny Depp's past more than 30 years to see if there's any bad things that have happened. Do you think he found stuff? Yeah, I don't either. He never did. Every single person he spoke to said that Depp is an amazing man, very generous, and he has a fantastic heart for everyone. So, Pirates of the Caribbean star Johnny Depp has been locked in a perpetual legal battle with his ex-wife Amber Heard ever since the 2017 divorce, where both sides claimed abuse from the other. Most of the evidence revealed thus far has indicted that Heard was the primary abuser, in the couple's tumultuous marriage. It hasn't stopped her from fighting to bury his career. As things ramp up, reports now say that she hired a private investigator to dig up dirt. He went to pretty extensive lengths to uncover information on him, tracing back his business dealings to when he co-owned the Viper Room, which was in California. That's also where River Phoenix passed away outside. Yet after speaking to over 100 people that worked with the actor over the past 30 or so years, he found that not even one of them had anything bad to say. That's 100 people dating back 3 decades. In fact, and perhaps the most amusing part of the legal standoff yet, The PI claims that everyone he spoke to had wonderful things to say about him, while many of them had overwhelmingly negative things to say about Amber Heard. His statement to Daily Mail, again, Daily Mail, it's not really that great, but they're the ones who like to dig up dirt on a lot of people over here in the UK. Amber's lawyers contacted me and said, "You're the right man for this job." That's how they brought me in. She was emotionally spent and battered and tormented. It was a volatile relationship. Went to the US, France, Italy, Britain. Everywhere that Johnny Depp roamed, everywhere he walked, I couldn't find one instance, or at least an admitted one, where he was physically this to a woman, smacked or beaten around. He's like an angel. Not one who said a deprecating thing about him. I interviewed dozens of people who knew him as far back as 3 decades, and nobody had one bad thing to say about him. In fact, they couldn't say enough about his ever-flowing outpouring of generosity and tender heart. Spokesperson for Heard has denied that the private investigator has had any dealings with her or her legal team since being let go sometime last year, and claims that his account is inaccurate. However, this hasn't stopped him from sharing some of the testimonies he claims to have received during his investigation. Jane Galley, head of the makeup department at City of Lies, and nothing but praise for Johnny Depp. She'd worked with him in the past on Public Enemy and Pirates. He's a real sweetie. City of Lies director, Johnny was a true professional and wonderful human being in every sense of the word. And assistant director, Paul Silver, told me, although he was not always on time, he did held up the shoot sometimes, he was a professional and always delivered. I asked Silver whether Depp ever lost his cool. Paul Silver said, all artists have a temper. Depp recently gained a substantial win in his $50 million defamation lawsuit against her when Fairfax VA County Chief Judge Bruce White denied her request for a dismissal. The loss for Heard adds to the allegations piling against her in recent months, though it's had no effect on Warner Brothers casting her in Aquaman 2 or L'Oreal keeping her on as their spokesperson. Of course, no one knows how Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's legal battle will wrap up, but it's certainly continuing to being a wild ride. Stay tuned here for more. And this was actually done 19 hours ago. And obviously the other one on small screen, that was done 2 days ago. Well, 3 days ago. So, with that in mind, I can pretty much see that she will be kicked out of Aquaman 2. And it wouldn't surprise me if she is, well, her role, I should say, is recast. There is actually a petition going around at this moment in time for Emilia Clarke to take over, which, to be honest with you, she may be better, but she hasn't got the look of Mera. And sadly, Amber Heard has that look. But you don't want someone of Amber Heard's, of her kind of personality, let's just call it that, at this moment in time. You don't want that anywhere near your film set because it is going to give you bad press and people are going to attack your film. All you need to look at is the Crimes of Grindelwald or the Harry Potter series. J.K. Rowling and all the other people, when they said that Johnny Depp was staying on and not being fired, they had unholy hell from Twitter. But again, no, that's Twitter, and people who just bitch on Twitter for these kind of things, how dare you keep him on, he's this, he's that. Twitter's not real. It's just people shouting their opinions, and that's really it. Which is what I'm doing here now. So, this is my opinion. And I'm just reading what other people have put down. But my honest opinion is that she should be fired from Aquaman 2. Because her actions got Johnny Depp fired from Pirates and a few other things. And when you get fired from a big franchise like that, when something like this happens, but it turns out that you're the actual victim, not the other way around, but that person still gets to keep it. Why is that? If that happens, that's wrong. 100%. But we're going to leave the video by there, so if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell for future updates, and I'll catch all you wonderful people soon.